Today's topic is Fourier transform example based on properties. The objective is to solve the examples on Fourier transform using few properties. So we'll start with the today's session. The first example. Just see here. We'll start with finding out the Fourier transform of 1. Basically using the concept of inverse Fourier transform. Just see here. Suppose find out inverse Fourier transform. It is abbreviated as IFT of delta omega. So this is the example. Using this example, actually we are using the use of this example and we are going to find out the Fourier transform of 1. Fourier transform of 1. How we proceed, just see here. Now inverse Fourier transform of delta omega. Inverse Fourier transform of delta omega. So equation for inverse Fourier transform can be written as 1 over 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity x of omega e raised to j omega t into d omega. So this is the equation of the finding out the inverse Fourier transform of a given signal. So given signal is delta omega. So we can write here inverse Fourier transform of delta omega is equals to 1 over 2 pi. Now put the value of x of omega, that is equals to delta omega e raised to j omega t delta d omega. Okay. Now delta of omega is equals to 1. This is the impulse signal. When omega is equals to 0, it is equals to 0 elsewhere. So you will having this signal present at delta omega equals to 1, that is equals to 1 at omega is equals to 0 only. Okay. So if you put the omega is equals to 0, so this will be delta 0 and the value of this signal is equals to 1 when omega is equals to 0. And when you put the omega is equals to 0 here, e raised to 0, it becomes 1. It becomes 1. So integration is not going to exist. So what is remaining? That is 1 over 2 pi. So this is delta 0 at omega is equals to 0. So integration is not going to exist here. So delta 0 is equals to 1. So IFT, inverse Fourier transform of delta omega is equals to 1 over 2 pi. So IFT of 2 pi delta omega is equals to 1. Then I will take the Fourier transform on both sides. That means taking Fourier transform on both sides. So Fourier transform of IFT of 2 pi delta omega is equals to Fourier transform of 1. So we have taken or applied the Fourier transform of both sides. So this Fourier transform with inverse Fourier transform gets cancelled. So you can write the Fourier transform of 1, that is equals to 2 pi delta omega. So this we have achieved in another way, that means using inverse Fourier transform. This is the Fourier transform of 1, that is equals to 2 pi delta omega. So this the Fourier transform of 1 that we are going to utilize in other examples. Now the next example that we are going to see is this. Find the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t, that is equals to xt. That is equals to xt. Find the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t, that is equals to xt, or xt is equals to cos omega naught t. So we'll start solving this example. As we know, using Euler's identity, cos omega naught t is equals to e raised to j omega naught t plus e raised to minus j omega naught t divided by 2. That is the equation for cos omega naught t. Similarly, we can also have the equation of sin omega naught t using the Euler's identity. Now we are using cos omega naught t, so we'll concentrate on this. So now just see here, now I want the Fourier transform of this. So Fourier transform of cos omega naught t, that is equals to Fourier transform of e raised to j omega naught t plus e raised to minus j omega naught t divided by 2. Now we use the linearity property and separate the Fourier transform of these two quantities. This is equals to, and we'll take 1/2 common. So half into Fourier transform of, so I can write like this, 1 into e raised to j omega naught t plus, so entire bracket is there, so plus Fourier transform of 1 into e raised to minus j omega naught t, the bracket is complete. So this is the first quantity, this is the second quantity. Now we apply the frequency shifting property. Just see here what that property says. So Fourier transform of e raised to j omega naught t into x of t is equals to x of omega minus omega naught. Means what? The frequency spectrum is shifted by omega naught. If you multiply the time domain signal xt with e raised to j omega naught t. So here xt, just now compare this, xt is equals to 1 and it is multiplied by e raised to j omega naught t here, and here again xt is equals to 1, it is multiplied by e raised to minus j omega naught t, so there is sign change only. So we apply this frequency shifting property. Now just see once again here. Now what is the Fourier transform of this xt? So Fourier transform of xt means Fourier transform of 1. So the Fourier transform of first part of this signal, that is equals to half. So Fourier transform of 1, that is shifted by minus that is omega naught amount. Okay, so half, so Fourier transform of 1, that is equals to 2 pi delta omega. So omega is shifted by omega naught, so omega minus omega naught, that is the first term, plus again the Fourier transform of 1, that is 2 pi d omega. So 2 pi d omega, now this is minus sign, so it is going to be shifted by plus omega naught. Now you can take 2 outside this bracket and 2 is going to be cancelled. So you can write now Fourier transform of cos omega naught t is equals to pi you can take outside, delta omega plus omega naught plus delta omega minus omega naught. So this is the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t. Okay, now just see, this is the real part, no imaginary part is existing in the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t. What is the next? Next is to get the spectrum of cos omega naught t. So just see here, delta omega plus omega naught is again the shifted impulse. Its value is equals to 1 when omega is equals to minus omega naught. And one more signal is there, delta omega minus omega naught. Its value is equals to 1 when omega is equals to plus omega naught. So plus omega naught, and at minus omega naught, the value of this signal is equals to 1, and it is multiplied with pi. Okay, so magnitude of x of omega is equals to 1 at these two places, is equals to 1 for omega is equals to plus or minus omega naught. It is equals to 0 elsewhere, because delta signal is not existing apart from these two places in this example. Now angle of x of omega or x of j omega, you can say. So angle of x of omega is equals to, so tan inverse of imaginary part divided by real part. Okay, so imaginary part is equals to 0, no j term is there, so real part is equals to this, so tan inverse of 0 by real part, so that is equals to 0. So angle is equals to 0. Now you can sketch the spectrum, that is frequency spectrum, like this. So this is omega, this is magnitude of x of omega, this is omega is equals to 0, so this is omega is equals to omega naught, this is omega is equals to minus omega naught, and the value, the weight, you can say, that is equals to pi. So this is the magnitude spectrum of cos omega naught t. So magnitude of x of omega, that is actually this is 1 and it is multiplied by pi, so this is pi. So here you can say this is the signal, this magnitude of x of omega, that is 1 into pi here. So that is pi for omega is equal to plus or minus omega naught, because that this is the weight actually. So pi is the weight. Now phase is nothing but angle of x of omega. So at omega is equals to omega naught, it is equals to 0. At omega is equals to minus omega naught, it is equals to 0. So this is magnitude spectrum, and this is phase spectrum, right? Magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. Now this is the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t. Similarly, you can find out the Fourier transform of sin omega naught t. So the next example is Fourier transform, that means find Fourier transform of x of t is equals to sin omega naught t. Okay, this is left to you. So you solve this example, just I will give certain things related to this. So sin omega naught t, certain hints I am going to give you. Sin omega naught t is equals to what? E raised to j omega naught t minus e raised to minus j omega naught t divided by 2j. So this is sin omega naught t. So use this and again use the frequency shifting property and sketch the spectrum of sin omega naught t. Sin omega naught t. Okay. So one more example we'll see. To find the Fourier transform of, find Fourier transform of 3 sin square pi t. Okay, 3 sin square pi t. Okay, just see here, this is equals to xt. Now we'll solve this example. Xt is equals to 3 sin square phi ut. We know since sin square theta is equals to 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 2. So use this sin square phi ut means what? Phi ut is theta. So it will become, that is equals to sine square phi u t I can write 1 minus cos 2 into that is 10t phi u t that is equals to 10t divided by 2. So the same example xt can be written as, so 3 into this, 3 into 1 minus cos 10t divided by 2. Take these two outside, so that is equals to 3 by 2 1 minus cos 10t. Okay, this means cos omega naught t. So this is equals to omega naught. So we know the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t and we know the Fourier transform of 1. So put directly using those properties. So x of omega, that is 3 by 2 outside as it is. So Fourier transform of 1, that is 2 pi delta omega minus into bracket the Fourier transform of cos 10t. So what is the Fourier transform of cos 10t? So cos omega naught t, that is pi into bracket. Okay, so one more bracket I will put here, delta omega plus omega naught, that is delta omega naught is equals to 10, that is equals to 10 plus delta omega minus 10. So this is the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t. So we have written the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t and Fourier transform of 1. So just separating the things, that is equals to 3 by 2 2 pi delta omega minus 3 by 2 pi into bracket delta omega plus 10 plus delta omega minus 10. That is further simplification. That's all. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So 3 pi delta omega minus 3 by 2 into pi. You can keep this term as it is, delta omega plus 10 plus delta omega minus 10. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform of 3 into sine square phi t. So this is the way how to obtain the Fourier transform of different signal. One more simple example I will just complete here. So just see, very important, a very simple example. Let xt is equals to u of minus t. Okay, so we have know the Fourier transform of u of t. So just we use the property of the Fourier transform. So we'll solve this example. As we know the Fourier transform of unit step signal, that is equals to pi d of omega, that is pi d omega plus 1 upon j omega. Okay, now just see here, this is u of t and this is u of minus t. The asked example u of minus t. So you can say the time is reversed here. Okay, time reversal property. So Fourier transform of x of minus t. So we know that that is equals to x star omega. That means take the complex conjugate of this. That's all. So Fourier transform of u of minus t is equals to pi d omega minus 1 upon j omega. Finish. Okay. One more example for your, you can say that you can do this example again using the same property, that is x of t is equals to e raised to at into u of minus t. Okay, again use the time reversal property here. Okay, so what is the time reversal property? So we know that the Fourier transform, just see here, very simple thing, Fourier transform of e raised to minus at into u of t, that is equals to 1 over a plus j omega. So we know that. Now we want to get the Fourier transform of e raised to at into u of minus t. So that means time is reversed here. So minus at is converted to at, u of t is converted to minus t. So Fourier transform of this is equals to what? You take the complex conjugate of that. So that is equals to 1 divided by a minus j omega. So this is all about the certain examples related to the Fourier transform properties. So you can utilize these properties to solve more examples. Thank you.